Hello and welcome back for another list review on Wikis and Merkwood. We are here with IHL coordinator himself, Nicky, and
Hello.
we've also got the legend from the Scottish Isles himself, Mr. Connor Carr.
Hello.
Have you been on before, Connor? Have we had you on once?
No.
No?
No.
Excellent. Absolutely brilliant. I was really glad to hear you were coming on. I'll put some subtitles in for the benefit of everyone, for all of us, both for me and for you. Nicky speaks a little bit more intellectually, so the people can probably understand him a bit better. So we've got Masters of Fate 3, IHL 100, it's a GBHL 90, and it's a hobby premium as well.
Yeah, first one.
Class, that's good. Do we have 26 attendees, including yourself?
For day 25 on day one, and then I think we're down to 23 for the Sunday.
Okay. Who's dropped?
But Michael Bunting can't come for day 2, and Dave Murphy is running the marathon, so he can't come to day 2.
Oh, fair play to him.
Garrosh is also only Saturday, and then Niall Woods is joining us on Sunday. So
I noticed that.
We dropped 3 and gain 1, and then I think I'll be jumping in as bybuster then on Sunday as well.
It's good to see.
So there are 26 then, just not at the same time.
Just spread
Yeah,
out.
not at the same time. 25 on one day is the most we'll get.
I'm very pleased to see Niall making a return. I haven't seen Niall in ages. I might have to actually pop down on Sunday for a bit as well. In that case, to say hello. Cool. Good run of people. We'll have a quick view of the event pack. People have probably seen Master of Fate list reviews before, but Nicky just adds in a little rule where you can roll a dice once per game on a hero model, and depending on your dice roll, a certain amount of things can happen. Is 6 really the only one that's nice?
So the idea behind this rule is that every hero gets like a heroic last stand, but by doing that action, then you have to sort of repay the balance the scales of fate, as it's called. But everyone just refers to this as master fating. But basically, every hero once per game, after they've rolled their dual dice, can change one of the dice to be a natural 6. So if say your big hero is out of might and you roll a 5 high and your opponent gets a 6, after those dice have been rolled, you can choose to make one of your dice a 6, but something bad's probably going to happen in its place. So if you, after that's done, but before you make your strikes, you roll a dice, and then depending on the score is what happens. So if you roll a 1, that's the worst thing that can happen, and basically your model is struck by lightning and knocked prone. If you roll a 2 to 3, your opponent gets to select one of your models within 6 inches, and that model will take a strength 10 hit and is knocked prone. On a 4 to 5, you get to select one of your own friendly models. And then on a 6, you have Mastered Fate, so you get to select an enemy model within 6 inches, and you can also choose the model that you're in combat with. And then the final little bit is that if you call it against an enemy hero, and you then roll a 6, or you resolve that fight as if it was a heroic combat. So it means you can get these like little heroic last stands where you end up beating a hero that you shouldn't, and then you can fire a heroic combat off that.
Was the heroic combat always part of it?
It's always been there, but I think it's
always forgotten.
It's quite unlikely to happen.
Yeah, it is.
I know. I think Dave Murphy used it against Chris Murphy with his bears. One of his dwarves, I think Dane or something, killed one of the bears, and then heroic combated into the next one, and it completely switched the game. On the only thing that could save him was rolling that 6. So it's very unlikely to actually happen. So like you'd have to roll the 6, and then you'd have to kill that hero also. But it could happen, especially when they're knocked prone.
Yeah. So 1 to 5, either your model or a model close gets a strength 10 hit and gets knocked prone on a 6. you're hitting one of your opponent's models and potentially getting a tasty hero combat. Um, there's also a single mini, which there usually is. The hobby premium. So this is what, like, I guess what makes it a hobby premium.
Yeah, so it's a new thing this year for GBHL events, and it basically is just that you're waiting the event um, to have more points for hobby awards. So I guess it's kind of aimed at getting those big hobbyists to come over and try and get extra points for the end of the year GBHL painting awards. So there's a couple of extra rules with this. So the first one is that you have to have a minimum of 8 people enter for best painted, and you have to supply prizes for first, second, and third place. The other thing is you have to have um, a separate place to leave the armies out. You can't just be like, "Oh, leave your armies on your table," and people will go around. You have to have a dedicated place where armies can be put on display. You have to have clear rules with how they're going to be judged. So, are you going to look at the display board, or I've said it that you can include a display board, and when you're judging it, you can take that into consideration, but you should focus on the models. And I think there's the other thing is that you have to have dedicated time set aside for judging. So normally people will be like, "Oh, we'll do lunch and we'll do the painting in the last like 5 minutes," but you have to have a 15-minute slot where you do the voting. So we'll have lunch, and then when lunch is over, everyone will be asked to go into the wee side room and cast their votes for best painted.
Cool. What in the worst that you do as a premium and everything's okay, and then you get to the event, and for whatever reason, less than 8 people decide to put an army in? It just doesn't count.
They won't. They'll still get the best painted if they win for as a standard GBHL event, but it'll
Okay.
not meet the criteria to be hobby premium.
Right. Fair. And in addition, we have a single miniature competition. Thus, they rise from sleep, a thing of terror. So this is going to be entry must at least feature one official MSPG miniature. It can be on an 8-inch square, 8 by 8 inch square. Components painted by the person. Yeah. What type is it? Just any particular model that this has to be?
It's a model that causes terror or has abilities that can cause terror. So I always leave these like quite like you don't have to stick to it. Like you could interpret that line as something different, and I could maybe approve it if I feel like you've interpreted it creatively. But basically, I call it a single mini competition, but it's basically you've got an 8-inch by 8-inch square, and you can do whatever you want in that. So you could do like a miniature diorama, or you could have maybe one model as the focus and maybe a couple of other models as part of the diorama. So it's just a little extra thing to encourage some creativity.
Let's go. And then last thing to touch on, everyone knows what the schedule will be. Prizes are grand. We always know the prizes are nice. It was just the scenario, so it's just going to be roll. So you could get a bunch of Maelstrom scenarios. It's not going to be pulls. It's just going to be roll and see what happens.
Yep.
Cool. And it's Irish scoring system. 2.5 hours for a game. Class. I always miss the fun ones. Like this is I did go to the Masters of Fate last year, I'm pretty sure. But I always forget they actually do the Master Fating. So we'll go into the lists, of which we will have, well, I assume 27 if we're including yourself. And quite a few big thumping ones, I believe, as we'll see. So starting off with Mr. Dave Murphy, who is only doing the Saturday. He's got Lurch's Scouts. I had a feeling he was going to bring Lurch's Scouts. 898 points of 55 models, 18 bows, a thrown weapon, bricks at 37, cores at 13, and 12 might. It's what you would expect. It's Lurtz with a drummer, a banner, 5 bows, and 8 guys with shield. Uglik with another banner, 4 bows, 7 shields. Maher with a banner, 4 bows, 7 shields. A scout captain, 4 bows, 7 shields, and just another scout captain on his own. Never really too much to say on the scout list because they're very much what they say in the tin. They run fast, they can shoot you. I guess a Master Fate and it adds a little bit to it, but anything to add?
Plenty of troops that you can scatter onto if needed. So Dave was going to bring Grey Company, I think, but I told him if you're only there for 3 games, you might as well, not have 15-minute games.
Yeah, it's true.
So he submitted the other to Scouts. But I actually think that So he's running the marathon, but his lift home is playing at the event. So he said that chances are, because he'd just be hanging around in his own, he's going to get the train back, and he might join us then for the last game. So I'll just allow him to pick up his ranking wherever he left off, and he can play the last game.
It's got a very fitting list then if he's running the marathon.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, imagine coming back and playing your last game after just doing a fucking marathon. Like, fair play.
Dave Murphy has a 8-inch move.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a fucking drum with him and all. Yeah, I can't remember if he did the marathon last year or if this was what he was training for this year. I know he was fair play.
No,
like,
at my event's always on the weekend of the marathon, so
Okay.
he didn't run it last year. He was
And you-
training for it, I think, for well over a year.
I knew he was training for it.
He had this last time as well, I'm pretty sure.
He loves scouts, alerts and scouts specifically. He just loves them. Like, I don't blame him.
He did well with it. And
Yeah,
when you've got the three banners, it's kind of like you've got a spear everywhere. So it's not quite as good, but the list is a bit better than you might think.
yeah. Some people query bringing 3 banners as opposed to just
Oh,
2. But
You need 3.
yeah,
If you're a line of like 40 guys, you're not covering that with just the 2.
the fact that you can also hide one if you really have to and still have 2 banners. So like, yeah. And then you're only getting one guy into each fight a lot of the time if people like are bunked up in this. Well, it depends, but like,
Yeah.
he's had that problem before, so at least you have your 2 guys effectively. So yeah,
Shouldn't have Mauer though. I find I don't know if it's the same in Ireland, but he's one of those profiles that never rolls well for anybody ever.
mine's like that. My Speedy
Yeah,
Maher
yeah.
has always died really, really quickly. Always have the idea that he's going to go in and slice people up, and he's just bollocks every single time. So
Yeah, I
depressing.
think my last game he died to two dwarf hero, or not even heroes, just 2 dwarf troops. He whiffed his roll, took 2 wounds, and failed his fate, and was off the board in the first turn. So yeah,
He gives
I've
you,
had
like,
the same experience.
Must be something about him.
He gives you this like false sense of security because like his profile in itself looks quite good, but he is just a captain. Like as far as everything goes, with just like an extra attack. So like he is shit. He's just, you think, oh, you get him in, do some damage, and then like you take a couple of wins, you're like, ah, he's fucked. So yeah. Down to Mike Wilson. I've been waiting to see this. This is hilarious. Rise the Necromancer, 900 points exactly, 18 models. Castellan of Dumbledore as a leader, and then 17 other Castellans. This is insane. Like, this is just pure mental. Like, classic
Yeah, so
Mike, to be fair.
The army bonus allows them to deploy, if it's all heroes, they can deploy as a single warband. So that was something I wasn't clear about. I didn't know actually until he submitted it, and I was like, "Oh, it's 18 individual warbands," and he's like, "Oh no, read the rules." So they can deploy together, which will help them do a little better. I don't think they'll be winning many games, but it'll be hilarious anyway. They'll be very hard to shift off the board. There's a lot of, as you'll see in the later lists, there's a lot of lists that can cause impact hits, and they're just going to stop at the first Castellan, because what do they have, like, is it 12, 10, 12 will that they can use as fate? So, like, you're not going to get through the first one. They're just going to be a big roadblock.
Fucking hilarious for Master of Battle, though. Not Master of Battle.
Master of Fate.
No,
Yeah,
what's that? What's the one where you're like will or your fate counts as wounds?
Oh, Lords of
Oh,
Battle.
Lords of Battle.
Lords of Battle.
Lords of Battle. Absolutely hilarious.
If it comes out.
Yeah.
Um,
They all have Morgul blades as well, right?
But yeah, it's a great list. It's very Mike Wilson. Mike likes to take a lesser seen model that people maybe have maximum one of in their collection, and he's somehow got like half the country's collection of
Yeah.
them sitting in his attic. So
Yeah.
he'll paint them up.
Yeah, probably has more than this. Do they all have Morgul blades or blades that something like
They
that?
they get it by default. Yeah.
Yeah,
They get
like-
it's one use each.
So they
Which
can
would
just
make-
they can just flat out kill so much stuff, which again, with what we expect
Well,
to see, could be quite funny.
It's not a huge secret that we've got a lot of warbeasts at this event. I
Yeah.
think most people have heard the rumors by now.
Yeah.
So I don't think Mike knew when he was building this list that it might actually be like very good against some of these lists that no one thought would come. So he could end up with a meme list placing a lot higher than expected if he
Oh
can get
man.
those Morgul blades into the war beasts.
Do you know what
Yeah, I
it's
think they end up being good against almost every individual thing in those lists,
yeah.
not just the war beasts.
It's just giving me thoughts of like the first Lion King, or they go to the elephant graveyard.
Yeah,
That's the vibe I'm getting for this event. Um,
Well, hopefully he faces a few. I think everyone this weekend is likely to face at least one war beast.
you've got like what,
Well,
1 in 3
didn't
chance or something.
yeah, didn't Alex calculate it? It's more than you've got like a 90% chance to play one. He thought
Yeah, that was maybe before we got another one signed up as well, so it could be higher.
95.
I mean, if you're
Uh,
one of the people that's only going for three
yeah,
games, there's a pretty high chance that you're all three of your games you're going to be playing Warbeast.
Yeah,
like,
poor Lars.
oh dear. Um, so yeah, hilarious list. Often my favourite list is the ones that Mike brings. So down to Callum and something slightly more normal. It's Men of the West, 900 points of 42 models, 4 bows, 5 thrown weapons, 22 to break, 10 to quarter, and 11 might. Big Aragorn just on foot, 2 man at arms at all on Wrath, 8 tin cans with shields, 8 with shield and spear. Leggy with a cloak and armour, another 2 man at arms, 3 tin cans with shield, 5 with shield and spear, 5 Rohan with shield and throwing spears. A captain in Minas Tirith with 3 Warriors Rohan with bow and 2 tin cans with shield and spear, and then a big eagle, Gwahir. It's a decent list. I guess it just depends if you
yeah.
prefer it with Gwahir or you prefer him on the horsey.
Well, that's the big debate, isn't it?
Mm.
Which is better? Um, I don't. I haven't. Actually, I have played against both, and both were very strong. So I don't really have an opinion on which is better. I've not played either list.
I
Like
think
myself.
once you can get to 40 models, you probably want the bird, which is where it is. I like the two pikes. That's quite neat. Not actually
Yeah,
seen anyone do that before.
Narva. Yeah,
I think
nice
that might have
way.
been Alex's suggestion.
They're pretty copy and paste lists most of the time, so it is nice to see like something slightly different thrown in for the crack.
Yeah.
Has
Yeah,
Callum played Men of the West before?
No, this will be his first time. I think his rationale was that he's learnt the game playing um, Khazad-dûm, which are quite like mistake friendly
Yeah.
due to their high defense. So he said he wants to test himself with like a list that takes a bit more skill to see if he was getting lucky with a army that's easy to pilot or if he
and
is actually a decent player. So I guess we'll find out. He is a decent player, so he'll do well with this. But
Yeah,
I think he's
it's
testing himself.
it's like anything. It just takes a bit of time to play with a new list anyway to get used to all the toys in it. So like, definitely if he doesn't do too well with it, I don't think he should abandon ship. Like, it's solid.
I think he'll do well. I think this. If he had a bad experience against my mimic in the last tournament, and he's kind of dreading coming up against one again. But like, I think this list is tooled really well to um, take out some mimics.
This could do well
I
against
guess he
Warriors.
was using dwarves the last time though.
No, he was using Minas
Oh,
Tirith, but he got against the war leader in Contest of Champions, and his
well, yeah,
like
that's just
three
miserable.
three quarters of his army had to deploy an inch away from a mimic, and then he lost the move off, and his army got deleted in the first turn. So it wasn't a pleasant experience for your first time facing a war beast.
No, no.
He's definitely got the tools to take them down in this one. So yeah, it's not as scary for him, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anything
you
you
can
got?
park a big bird in front of a big bad elephant and just absorb a charge.
Yeah. Even
Yeah,
Aragorn's doing wounds to them, like, you know.
Aragon's got enough fate to tank the first charge anyway.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want him taking too many. But yeah, I think the 12-inch move on Gwahir actually probably makes this list slightly better against the war beast because Aragon's probably going to lose his horse to an impact hit
He's
anyway.
not got it
Yeah.
in this one.
Yeah, no, but
Oh,
if
right,
he
yeah.
had
Instead of
he's probably not going to get to use his horse against those war beast lists. Whereas Gwahir, you've got the extra 2 inches of movement. You can probably get in. You'll not be
well,
able to tie
the
up the war on
a
your own, but you
mimic,
can get
if
in.
it doesn't march, it's only movement 8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you would still be faster on the horse, but then if you lose the move off the turn after, you are in danger.
Yeah.
yeah. You get in the first time if you set yourself up right. But at least Gwahir can. I guess he's more flexible in where he can jump in and where he can grab the war beast from.
Yeah, and he's nothing to be laughed at either. So, yeah, definitely could do well. Shay and his Old Faithful. Down to Reclamation of Osgiliath, 900 points, 51 models, 18 bows, breaks 26, quarters of 12, and there's 14 might. Big trusty Bozza for Shay, that's his man. He's got the banner, Minas Tirith, a shield, and a horse, which we'll see how long he holds on to that for. 7 tin cans with shield and spear, 7 with shield, 3 knights Minas Tirith. We've got Faramir with 7 tin cans with shield and 7 rangers with spear. Madril with another 9 rangers with spears, and Captain with another 7 tin cans with shield and spear. Shay loves his Reclamation and loves his balls. I like.
Yeah, he's very good with this list. I think he was given Men of the West a go for a while, but I don't think his Aragon was performing how his Boromir normally does, so he's gone back to the Old Faithful.
Yeah, yeah. His Boromir
Was he not
always performs.
considering taking loads of Creebine before?
He took Usurpers, but he only took 4 or 5 Creebine, I think. He didn't take like the meta picks. I think it's mainly because he didn't have that many. But I think being a 100 score invent, he's going for the points and bringing out the Old Faithful here.
I actually don't think I've ever seen Shay play an evil list, personally. So, yeah.
I don't think I've seen him play anything that's not Contour.
Yeah, he's just Mr. Gondor, like.
He's very good at it, so there's a reason to stick to it.
Yeah. Right, on to the next one. So, down to Daniel Murphy, Grand Army of the South, number 1. 900 points, 43 models, 13 bows, breaks at 22, quarters of 10, and 8 might points. This will be the beginning of the start of a theme. So we have the Golden King of Abercan. He's got 2 Mahud Raiders with blowpipes, 8 Haradrim Warriors with spear, 1 with the bow, 3 Mahud Warriors with blowpipes. Then Raza, an Easterling Captain with 12 Easterling Warriors with halberd and shields. And then a War Mimic of Harad with the Beastmaster Chieftain, Tusk Weapons, Repelling Lines, and 12 Warriors with bows sitting on it. How do we feel about Beast List number 1?
So everyone's very worried about the mimics, with this being the first of many mimic lists, but I actually think that we haven't really seen the Golden King over here. I think the last person to bring him was Connor, but that was before his Connor in this chat, but it was before his rules changed where he could pay people off. So
he's so much better now.
He's so oppressive. You just can't do anything to him. He just pays you off. So I think everyone will be worried about the elephants, and then they'll come up against the real terror, which is
he is King. Very, very good. I've not used him at an event this edition. I did paint him up. I wrote a list for a friend, which he then won the event with, and I think he maybe spent 1 fate point all weekend. Because the guy, if you've not played against him, he's got 6 will, and if he loses a combat, he can just spend 1 to just make it nothing happens. You can't hit me. Which would be fine if he was some like crappy little dude. But he's fight 5 with 4 attacks and +1 to wound. So as soon as he wins the fight, he just deletes whatever he was in contact with. Just chops through an army.
Yeah, I've always loved him. Like, even without that, I've always thought he was class. It's just such a
he's a cool model
as well. Yeah. But that's mad. Just I'll pay you off until you die. Here you go.
He's a very safe general, very good at killing things. Can also pay people to fuck off when they're not in his fight. If you fail a courage, or if you would pass a courage test, you can spend his will to negative it. So if you roll low on a break test, you just you're gone, you're dead. So yeah, if you don't have some sort of magic or legless to just shoot him, because he can't pay you not to shoot him. You're too far away.
Just throwing coins halfway across the battle.
If you've not played against them before, you would be inclined to just run into him, and that's the worst thing that you could do.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Like I would find it quite funny if there was a particular model that just didn't accept bribes. If there could be someone like that. sort of
The
be
like a
opposite.
correct.
spider or something
If
like.
you play the
Yeah.
master, he should just instantly leave. Just
Yeah,
take the time.
yeah,
and
yeah,
go.
I agree. Actually, yeah, 100%. Yeah,
I do think there should be like you have to take some sort of test to test your will to see if you'll like an intelligence test or something.
Yeah,
It just
like that
feels like
intelligence rule we had in this edition.
yeah, yeah.
like uh, like Aragon, one of the like most like uh sort of
Unlikely people to take a bribe
high
ever.
moral like
Yeah,
most moral characters ever, and he's like, oh yeah, I'll take that one.
I don't know. He was considering it at the end of the film when Sauron was trying to tempt him. He was really like he was on the fence there.
you just get like Sam. They'll be like, "I'll just give you a wee box of salt, mate." You're like,
Yeah.
no sweat, like dead on. Merry and Pippin instantly feel it. Bit of pipe weed, they're away. Yeah, it's a cool rule. Like, and if it
Happy
does
to
mean
see
the sequel, it'll be cool.
happy to see some camels in the list. I think they're some of my favorite models in the game. I don't know why they've taken blowpipes instead of the war spears though, because you want your camels in doing those impact hits. So I would be inclined to give them a war spear over a
Might
blowpipe.
be they just have those models because you're not allowed to take both. For the models have both, but the game doesn't allow you to take both.
Possibly.
Yeah, potentially. I love the camels as well. Like they're
Yeah.
lethal.
The list itself, because we really just talked about the Golden King. Like it is decent, because the Mumak can just run in and do 300 points of damage, and then you've got a good little infantry block with some tricks. You've got the Golden King. You've got Raza's not that great, but you can surprise somebody. Which if they're too busy focusing on the Mumak and then the Golden King, you probably will surprise somebody with Raza. And then you've got some amount of shooting. I think you could play into any scenario with this list fairly happily.
Yeah, good models as well, considering what it's got. Like, it's got enough big distractions in order to catch you out somewhere. Like, if you're focusing too much in the War Mimic, the Golden King could screw you over. If you're focusing too much on him, there's Big Mimic coming and stamp on you. Raza can pop up.
And the army bonus is very good for the Rumak because I think the army bonus is just everybody. It's not just like troops. It's +1 courage. So if you have to stampede,
Yeah,
you're
it's
less likely to.
major then, yeah.
I've not used the Moonlight this edition, but I think they changed the Beastmaster to just have a Warhorn now. So you've basically got +2 courage in your entire army.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one
I
way to
can
get
check
around.
that. Right. So the Beastmaster, yeah, he does have a Warhorn.
Yeah, so you're just
So
elf courage now. So
Yeah, that's pretty good when you've
Yeah.
got a Mimic, like, 100%. Because that 9 times out of 10, that's kind of what you're hoping for when you wound it. It's just that to turn it on them or to make it fuck off. So if that's out the window, it's just so much more difficult to deal with. Nice. Right, moving on. Stevie McChrystal, Thorns Company, what a lad. 880 points, 10 models. We all know Thorns Company. Big Thorin with the Oaken Shield and Orcrist, and then all the lads, Dwalin, Gloin, Owen, Gandalf's in there, Biffer, Dory, Ori, Bomber, and Radagast the Brown with a sleigh. So, can do a few impact hits itself, can't it?
yeah,
It's not
it
quite,
does,
not
yeah,
quite
it's
the
a chariot.
same, but there is there, and of course Sebastian, not to be forgotten. Yeah, he's. I mean, I don't think it's like it wouldn't have the worst of times, I guess, on India Warbeast, considering they're all heroes. Like,
well,
You can-
if you immobilize the guy driving it, it has to go directly forwards. So you've got 2 wizards that can cast immobilize.
you can't
you can
tell them anymore,
also
can you? That used to be a big
No.
fuck-over for them.
Yeah, they just go forwards. That's it.
Fair.
the other thing is you can spend might and fate in families here. So you could position yourself for the mimic. If you immobilize it, it can only come and hit one guy. You could have it where it can only go into Gloin. It does its 3 or 4 attacks, and then you can spend your family fate. So did he take it's Oin, Gloin, and he doesn't have any other family, but you've got a pool of 5 or 6 fate. So you're probably stopping on the first dwarf on the first charge.
Yeah.
you say that, but the last year that I came over, I think it was Boffer that I did a wound to, and he then just stole his entire family's fate to save that one win.
Oh yeah, that was against
Yeah,
me, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
just like one
Dear.
little.
Yeah. He
Very,
was the downfall of his family.
very dwarfy thing. Yeah, I mean, he's got the tools to at least take what out. The problem is the rest of the army, I guess, when you're again focusing so much on the big beastie. But yeah, two wizards.
It is.
You
It
do
is Stevie though. Stevie's
Yeah.
coming for fun.
100%.
you can run around a bit because you can call a free heroic march in this list because you can use your will points to march, and Gandalf gets a free will point every turn, so you can just march around to where you need to be, which can be quite useful.
Can Gandalf call the march?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's
Does it
any
have to
model
be
in the
dwarf?
list can use their will. Double check that, but
I've not played Thorin's Company in this edition, so I'll look that up. Thorin's Company. So no, it's if your army contains only Thorin's Company models,
I think he has
then
the
other
Thorns Company
friendly dwarf
keyword.
models,
Yeah, it's
other
specifically that
friendly
one.
dwarf models. But did he take Bomber? Because he can give you the
He's got Bomber, yeah.
will. Yeah, he's got Bomber. He gives you the will back,
All
doesn't
right,
he? Is
right.
it still his will?
Yeah.
I think so. You can touch someone and then you give them their will back, so you'll be getting a free march
Yeah.
every turn. Although can Bomber be in the march himself? Has he got a special rule where
He
can't
can't
march?
declare them. I think he can join them, or maybe he just can't join them at all. But Gandalf does have the spell to give you the will back, so he can in a roundabout way.
Yeah.
It's just going to be like something that needs
Yeah.
the Benny Hill music in the background if it's
Yeah.
just a bunch of dwarves running away from an elf. Like.
The real question for
Well, it's
Stevie
kind of like the movies, isn't it?
Yeah.
is who does Stevie pick? Who's his least favorite dwarf to put all the lightning on when he does the Master Fighting?
He doesn't
Yeah,
have,
that's what I think. I think Stevie was like, "Oh, I'm taking it to try and win the Master Fate thing, so I've got all heroes." And it's like, yeah, but now you've got to punish one of your own guys. So yeah, we'll find out. Maybe Ori.
Which one's Jimmy Nesbitt again?
Yeah.
Boffer, he's not got
Oh,
him.
he's not got Boffer.
Not
Yeah,
got him.
it would definitely be him every time. It was
Good.
me.
There's about
Yeah.
20% less TO questions if you don't have him.
It'd just be constantly Jimmy on the Jimmy. Fuck Jimmy. Yeah, fair enough. That'll be fun. Alex Neves on to number 2 of the beastie list. So Harad, 898 points, 50 models, 23 bows, breaks at 26, quarters at 12, 8 might points. Another Golden King with 4 Abraham Merchant Guard, 2 Harajim Raiders with War Spear, 5 Warriors with Spear, 4 with Bow. A Harajim King with another 3 Merchant Guard, 3 Warriors with Bow, 3 with Spear. A Harajim Chieftain, another 2 Merchant Guard, 3 Harajim Warriors with Bow, 3 Harajim Warriors with Spear. A War Mimic of Harad with a Beastmaster Chieftain, Tusk Weapons, Repelling Lines, and 12 Warriors with Bow. All just going to try their wee repelling line tricks. Is Alex's list, is it a proper list or has he printed all this? I didn't know he had half of like the Merchant Guard and all that sort of thing.
He has 3D scans of the Merchant Guard that he's been showing off, so they look official. They're just counterfeit, I guess. But yeah, they're the proper models anyway.
Mm. Boo! Fake models, boo. No, it's pretty cool. It's different enough. So
I think out of all of the Mimic lists, this is the one I'd be scared of the most. Like Alex is a very good player, and he's got 50 models there and a giant war beast. So it's even if the Mimic's taken down, you've still got a massive army to deal with. It's a very.
I do agree this is the best one because this edition the Mumak needs to move fully, so you can, if you have unlimited time, just muck about and wait for it to get to a position you want. But when your opponent's got 23 bows, you probably are going to be obliged to come to them and not take the time to receive the Mumak as you would like.
It's one way to put it. What's the crack with Merchant Guard?
They're just big and fat. They get +1 to wins.
Oh, I know who those guys are. Yeah, They remind me of the old Aladdin game. The old
Yeah,
PS1.
they're class.
Yeah,
Some of my favorite models.
they are cool. Yeah, solid. Alex is running it, so it'll definitely be a solid list. Um, and
Yeah.
yeah, very much. He's got a bunch of very high up people here. King of Chieftain and the Golden King, all vying for control there. How many? So yeah, so that's number 2. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be tasty. I guess, and like most of them are gonna be tanked out as well. So back to
Yeah,
something
so
more. Mhm.
I was going to say that most of the mimics have taken the repelling lines,
Yeah, I'm not
and
surprised.
that's because there's a little trick
A
where
little bit of cheese.
you can drop your guys in front of your own mimic, and then it means that you can't get charged by the enemy's lines. And then next turn, if you have to move the mimic first, you can either run over your own guys, or if you have priority, you can move your guys out of the way and then put it forward. So it just adds that extra layer of not being able to prevent a mimic charging first turn. So I'd say like that'll catch a few people out. Even though people are probably listening to this now, but it's sometimes hard to play around even if you see it happening.
Is there even like,
Unless,
I mean, based on like deployment and everything, surely not every time it's gonna be a first turn charge.
yeah,
It's
it's
not
only
really a
for
first
certain
turn
scenarios,
charge.
but it's if you go up, put yourself in charge range,
Yeah,
and then you put the guys in front. So if they move first next turn, they can't
yeah,
stop
it's
you.
probably gonna get you. Fair
Yeah, so
enough.
it's like you're guaranteeing the second turn charge really.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah.
Nasty, nasty cheese. On to Glen with Army of Edoras, back to something a bit more normal. 900 points, 29 models, a bit low in the model count, 25 bows, 1 thrown weapon, breaks 15, quarters at 7, 11 might. Looks like a fun list though. He's got Helm, Hammer, Hand, the King of Rohan on an armoured horse. He's got a Rider of Rohan with a banner and another 6 riders. Freelaugh with a horse and 6 riders. Haleth with an armoured horse and throwing spear and 6 riders. And Hera on her horse with another 6 riders. How do we feel?
Yeah,
about
so
that?
it's low model count, but he's got 4 big heroes that are mounted here. Um, so Glenn's a very good player, and given the fact we have a lot of mimics, I think these big heroes will have the answers for it. I think we worked out that combining special rules and heroic strength, that Helm can be wounding mimics on 2s.
Yeah, fucking hell.
So got the tools. So I mean, not every list here this weekend is going to be a war beast, but I think that's what everyone's worried about. So like even an infantry list coming up against this, like it doesn't matter if you deal with these riders, you still have mounted helm and Hera, and I don't really
Yeah,
know
yeah.
much about Hal and Freyleaf, but
Could definitely do work. I think
it's gonna.
it could be a case of like it'll either a lot of them will die very quickly or it will clean up quite well. So I think it'll also come down to who plays with the mimic, to how they play around it. So
Yeah,
And you've got
it's.
Master of Battle, don't you, on Fairlift? For
I I'm not overly familiar with the new heroes, so
I
I can
think
check that.
I think if he's in range of his niece or whatever she is to him, 6 of Hera, he gets a 4-up Master of Battle, which is useful for a cavalry army
100%.
to be able to get the charges.
So
I love cavalry armies.
oh yeah, Master of Battle 4+. If he is, if an enemy is within 6 inches of him, it doesn't say that there's. It's just Master of Battle 4+. Doesn't. Oh, whilst within 6 inches of Hera. Yeah. Okay.
Which is a bit
Very good.
random. Like, if she's not around, I'm not feeling it. Nah.
Yeah. Nah, fuck that, yeah. Have I met Glyn? I can't remember if I've been to an event with Glyn. I've definitely seen his name before.
No, I don't think so. He's been. I think he is about a few seasons ago, but this is like I think the first time where he's been, attending regular events. But very good player. Loves his Rohan.
So yeah, I appreciate a lot about this because I love cavalry armies. I love Rohan. I love that he's made it green and it's Rohan. And I love that there's a lot
I
of
like
heroes
that
in
he
it.
made it green as well.
Yeah, so a big fan of this. Yeah, sweet. On to the man himself, Mr. Connor Carr, Defenders of the Pelennor. He's got Ganders and Pipsqueak on Shadowfax. 6 warriors with shields, 4 with shields and spears, and a Blackbird Archer with a spear. You've got a Knight of a White Tower, 6 warriors with shields, 4 warriors with shields and spears, Blackbird Archer with spear, and a Black Crypt Veil with Standard Bearer. Iralas with 4 Citadel with longbows, 4 with spears, Blackbird Archer with spear, and another Black Crypt Veil Archer. Angbor the Fearless and King of the Dead, which is probably going to be useful, and Warrior of the Dead with a shield. I don't think I've ever seen you run something like. I know you always run a bit mad lists, but you're 9 times out of 10 I see you play something evil. So I think this is again one of the first times I've seen you run something good.
I think that's just random because I'm usually a good player. I guess I'm in an evil mood whenever I go to Ireland.
Fair.
But I mentioned earlier that I gave one of my friends a Harad list, and at the same event he gave me this list, but with different heroes, and I was like, that's fun. So I'm borrowing his models. He's kindly gave them to me, and I'll be taking them over with me. We just switched about the heroes. I originally had Aylmer and Legolas, and my Aylmer has a storied career of always rolling badly. So Mark pointed out that Gandalf is the same points as the two of them, so you can swap them out. And the King of the Dead was a very convenient way to take the list from 800 to 900.
Right.
And a bit more than convenient in hindsight.
yeah, definitely. That's worked out beautifully.
What's your rationale behind taking Angbor the Fearless just on his own?
Angbor, I had an extra hero, so somebody had to be by themselves. But Angbor, I think, is a bit pish. And then after playing the tournament I went to, we found out that Iralas is not actually fearless. He changed from bodyguard to sworn protector. So I need a fearless model. That's in the name. They didn't change him, right? So he is fearless. But he is. If I was going to lose anybody in Maelstrom, I would still actually rather it be him. In all honesty,
Fair.
He's still a bit less useful than the other two characters.
So each hero in your army gets a free heroic combat, so that's why you wanted an extra hero.
It was more just the way that the points work out when you're with the list, because the list this was adapted from, Legolas and Éomer couldn't lead troops because they didn't have any Rohan. So one of the warbands got moved on to Gandalf, and it just left what used to be a captain by themselves. And Angbor also has March, which is another reason to take him if I'm losing the captain. Pippin's quite good at this tournament. I think it's 40.
It's about 40, I think, yeah.
But
Gandalf and Pippin,
at this tournament, you can do a little trick where you dismount Pippin and throw him into combat, and then you tempt fate, and Pippin rolls a 6. So he's quite handy for that.
Yeah, he suddenly becomes quite useful.
If you're also...
It does actually say, 40 models, 9 bows. Yeah, fair enough. It looks pretty cool, pretty fun to be fair. And as you say, the King of the Dead's just worked out quite beautifully there. So, be interested to see if he does some work.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
There's nobody that's got 2 Mumax, is there?
No.
This is what I was wondering, like, if our look had been there, it would have been the perfect time to see 2 Mumax.
Could have used his free combat to kill 2 in a turn.
Would have been hilarious.
My record, actually, I'll see if I can break it. I was at a doubles tournament where it was de-escalation, so the first game was 1,600 points. And in that one game, my record for most Mumax killed in a tournament is 4. So I'll see if I can break that record this weekend.
If there's ever an event to do it, this has to be it. Surely.
Has to be it.
It has to be it. That's impressive. 4 Mumax in a tournament. Like, it's impressive to see 4 Mumax in a tournament. Never mind forgetting what we're looking at here. So yeah, solid. Joseph's back with Defenders Pelennor, 900 points, 44 models, 11 bows, breaks at 23, quarters at 11. He's got Prince Imrahil in his with his armored horse and a lance, 6 Knights of Dol Amroth with armored horse and lance, 4 Dong the Fat with 11 axemen and 1 Tin Cam with a banner. Knight of the White Tower has 5 warriors with shield, 6 with shield and spear, and another one with a banner. And then Dwynhir, Lord of the Black Crypt Veil, with 10 Black Crypt Veil archers with spears. again, I'm not sure if I've seen Joseph run this before. Is this something he's painted up recently, or is this something he's played in my recent hiatus?
No,
think he
it's
painted
he's
it
been working on
recently.
it for a while. But I think
Okay.
this is, and he was painting a lot of extra models for it. I think Axemen of Lost in Rock and stuff. So I think maybe he's had it before, but he hadn't got it at 900 points. So it's one of the first times I've seen him bring it. Maybe the first. I'm not sure.
It's the second Defenders of Pelennor, right? Just built differently, I believe. There was another. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it?
so the only thing about this is I think Emerhill is very overpriced for what he is,
Oh yeah.
and he loses his army bonuses in this list as well. So 190 points for your leader. I'm not sure he's worth it when you can take the likes of Aomer and your other big
Um,
punchers.
like the way a lot of people have been playing usurpers recently that I've seen, they've been Wolf is a bit pish, but people have been taking him anyway because he lets the usurpers list do things they can't do anyway. It gives them this fight 6 threat. So I suppose Imrahil is the only way you can get a high defense fight 7 guy into the Defenders of the Pelennor. Because other than Strider, but he's on foot and he's defense 5.
Yeah.
Can you not take Aomer?
Aylmer's fight 7, and I would definitely say that Aylmer is better, massively. But Imrahil does at least have a virtue. He's got something going for him. It's not much, but it's something.
Oh, because Aomer's only fights 6. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the +1 to wound if you manage to keep the horse, which at this event is an F.
Mm-hmm.
It is something he's got over Aylmer. I do like his choice to play this in Defenders instead of Fiefdoms, though, because the way the Fiefdoms list works, you want to take one Fiefdom because you get +1 to wound only on that Fiefdom when the hero charges. So you really want to just play Dol Amroth and get as much of it as you can. So you might as well get the 4 free heroic combats because I don't think you'd get much use if this was the list where each hero could only give some specific troops +1 to wound. +1 to wound.
Yeah. You get
Yeah.
the fiefdom feel without having to actually bring the fiefdoms. Yeah, I've definitely seen him
Yeah.
play fiefdoms before, and I'm a big fan of fiefdoms. But yeah, I think it's a nice way to be able to still bring them, but do it a bit differently.
I think he's one of the few of non-Team Mimic, as they have been unofficially titled Team Mimic and Team Non-Mimic. I think Joseph is one of the few people who is quite confident that his army can deal with him. Everyone else seems to be a bit defeatist over it.
I'm quite confident, obviously, but he does have Twin here in the night, and they can do things to Mimic.
Yeah,
The thing is, Joseph's never confident in his dice, so it's going to come down to that at the end of the day, isn't it? So it's good to see that he's being positive.
Just
I
take loaded dice. You know?
Obviously. Yeah.
I'll say I think he'll do well.
It'd be nice to see. He's already podiumed, so that was a great thing to see. So yeah, he certainly could. Down to Tim Spears. Great. Gentleman and Scholar. He's got 900 points of Barad-dûr with 37 models. You've got the Dark Lord in here, Mr. Sauron. 8 Mortal Orc Warriors with Shield, and 8 with Spear, and 6 with 200 weapons, then 1 with a banner, and a Mortal Orc Troll with a drum. Then he's got a Troll Chieftain, 4 Orc Warriors with Shield, 4 with Spear, 2 Trackers, and a Warg Rider with Shield and throwing spears. It's always nice to see Sauron make an appearance. It's not an event without him, really. Tim plays him fairly regularly. I do think that there's, well, at least one list I know of which will definitely want to go into this for pure thematic purposes.
I know what one you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Tim's a great guy as well. I actually don't think the person I'm talking about has played Tim before in all the time we've had events. So
I haven't. Yeah.
Yeah, so it would be nice to see. Should try and work that one out. Yeah, I mean, how do I feel about Sauron getting the mimics?
So we were talking about this the other day, and like on paper, you're like, oh, Sauron is gonna be great, tank a mimic, but to break this army, you need to do three, 4 wins to Sauron, is it, or three? He's got
I think
4 wins or
I think
5
it's
wins.
3 to be allowed to break the army, and if you kill him, it breaks instantly. He
Yeah,
has 5 wins.
so yeah, taking if they've all got tusk weapons, they're doing 4 impact hits, strength 10 into defense 10, is it?
I
So
think they're
it's
strength 9 to defense 10, so there's actually a chance
That's
they do
so it's
fail.
fives, but it's
Yeah.
probably like the easiest way to actually put a wound on Sauron is to just
Walk into
hit
him.
him with a mimic,
Yeah.
and then once he's on that one wound, you can just ignore him for the rest of the game and break his army and uh, win that way. Well, not you can't ignore him, but you can deal with him. He's 400 points that you can lock up pretty easily. Um, but like as I said, it's not just mimics. There's going to be other infantry lists, and any he's a puzzle for any army.
Yeah.
Like how do you deal with an unbreakable army with an almost unkillable model?
No one cares about the other list though. It's all about elephants this weekend. Um, Connor, who was it you played? It was in the old ED, and you came up against Sauron, and you must have rolled hundreds of dice just trying to kill him for a laugh. It like took so long. I think you had like
Oh,
the hammer.
yeah.
Was it Gareth?
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Gareth, and I had like a proto Men of the West list.
Yeah, yeah.
That wasn't even like because you can expect not to win them. That wasn't even what got me the unluckiest moment because it was seize the prize. I had Gimli. That was just a sideshow failing to kill Sauron.
Yeah.
Gimli spent 11 turns not seizing the prize.
Yeah. I just loved watching that. I remember going back every time and you just rolling like so many dice and then just repeat. Yeah, Gimli not picking up the prize is hilarious. So yeah, always good to see us on. Not never really too much to say on it. This has went a bit weird. I don't know
Yeah,
why. Let me see. I don't
it
know
did
if
keep
it's
giving you error. Maybe give it the old turn it off and on again.
right. On to Chris Shields, Muster of Isengard, 899 points, 46 models. Breaks at 31, quarters 11, and 7 might. We will start trying to fly through some of these lists now because we still have quite a way to go. We've got Saruman as the leader on a horse. He's got an Uruk-hai warrior with a banner, 10 berserkers, class 10, and 7 pikes. He's got Grima there, a scout captain with another 8 berserkers and 4 pikes, and then an Uruk-hai scout captain with another 8 berserkers and 4 pikes. This is class. Big fan of that, Chris. Unreal.
I think this is gonna absolutely rip through some armies.
Yeah, 100%.
The 26 berserkers, is it? Fight 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2 attacks, 2-handed a lot of the time. It's gonna do hurt.
Where the fuck
Yeah.
did he get 26 berserkers?
I think he's been a lot of eBay purchases. He brought some off Mike, and I think was Dave or Ben Hanna sold some a while ago as well. I think he got them from a few places. I think they're all metal as well, which is cool.
Lethal. Yeah, that's going to be a fucking hilarious list.
Yeah,
No.
you do not want to get immobilized by Saruman and then have 26 berserkers charged.
Yeah, 100%. All 26 on the one person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'll be hilarious seeing berserkers berserking their way into the elephants. Yeah, that could be pretty formidable. So yeah, fair play, Chris. That's a tasty list. Has he played it yet? Have you played against it or anything, Nicky, for the crack or?
So Chris always plays Assault on Helm's Deep, and then the one time he decided to not take the
For fuck's sake.
and to take Starman and Grima, he was against me in a league game, and I brought Smaug, so he had a very bad time with that list. So it'll be the first time where he's played Starman and Muster against. Actually, I think he had a practice game against Garrosh, but yeah, maybe he hasn't.
Oh, he
played it
did,
yet.
yeah. That's hilarious. Right, down to Damien, and beast number 3 probably.
So before you go through this, I just want to point out that this is identical
I
to
was
the
about to
last
say,
Grand Army
yeah,
of the South.
yeah.
So we don't really need to go
No,
through it.
Damien, we love you, but that one's getting skipped. So yeah, it's just elephant number 3, literally to the T. Number
And
4.
ditto for this.
Yeah,
So,
there's been
um,
conversations going on here, lads. There's
well,
definitely.
the funny thing is that these three guys that took the same list, and then Alex, they're all in the same IHL team. So they thought it would be really funny to all bring a mimic. So that's how we ended up with
All brilliant blue
4 of
pipes
the
as well.
mimics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, mental. Number 5, the man himself. Speak of him and he shall show. Gareth with his Serpent Horde, 44 models, 20 bows, breaks 23, quarters 11, 7 might, 900 points. He's got Suladan with 4, Haradrim with bow, 10 Serpent Guard, the Betrayer with another 4 with bow, 10 Warriors with Spear, and then again War Mimic, Gnarltide, Rocks, Sigils of Defiance, Tusk Weapons, Repelling Lines, and Foil Temperament with 12 lads on it.
Mimic number 5 currently.
Yeah, that's number 5. This one coming in with Suladan and the Betrayer. So
This mimic has everything.
it does have everything.
Is Foul Temperament not a bad thing?
I think
does that give
it
them?
probably is. It's like, I don't even remember because you never see it. So it probably is shit.
Let's see. I
It's
thought
like, I think it's +1 attack, -1 courage, which
yeah, it means it's more likely to stampede, isn't that it?
yeah,
Sounds like Garth, to be fair.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
that's maybe why I took it.
Yeah.
Foul Temperament. The Mimic has 4 attacks rather than 3. However, it suffers a -1 penalty to Courage test, seeing if it would stampede. So, how many times do you actually care about how many dice? Because your Mimic's gonna lose the fight anyway. Like, it's all about the impact hits and then surviving. But yeah, that's hilarious. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe he saw he had 15 points left and was like, "Oh yeah, that's an
Fuck
upgrade."
it.
But,
Yeah. We'll change that to the Lorne Temperament, I think. That's great. That's exactly something Gareth would do. So
does it have? Did he take the? No, he didn't take the Beastmaster on it.
No.
So it means that his courage.
Oh,
he's-
Gareth. No.
So his courage on the Mimic's gonna be 9 plus. So it's gonna
Jeez.
stop.
But it's still got a human, so I think the guy on top might be 6 or 7 plus.
It
So
still
he'd go
counts
to
as-
7 or 8.
Oh,
Yeah, you still get a
it
guy
has-
normally.
It has here actually. There's a Haradrim commander, so it'll be the commander that's in it, and he is 6 plus, but he's got no might, will, or fate. So he'll be 6 plus up to 7 plus. So he's pretty standard courage. But if you take 6 wounds, you're gonna stampede.
Yeah.
He's got no might or that. It's a really cool model, though. It's the guy with the Aztec eagle helmet.
Yeah.
Like one of the best models in the game, and then you never use it.
Just get
Oh,
shafted.
sorry, I lie. The Haradrim commander, he's got 2 might, 1 will, 1 fate. So he's
Nice.
You'll need
Captain then.
So he's there to call moves, but the courage is gonna be a letdown, I think.
I feel like Gareth will be in the camp of probably not giving much of a fuck, to be honest. It's just jumped up for pure crack. So yeah, be quite funny. Down to Bunting's list, which is absolutely burning my eyes.
Yeah, the choice of colors was very interesting.
Yeah, very much so. 60 models of Shadows of Angmar is just a classic Bunting list here. Is Gullivar with a bunch of Angmar orcs with shield and spear and bow and stuff I can't read. Wildborgs, Banner, Spectre. An Angmar orc captain with a bunch more Angmar orcs with a Spectre. 2 Barry Whites, another orc captain with a bunch of orcs and a Spectre. Another Barry White, another orc captain with a bunch of Angmar orcs, and another Barry White. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4 Barry Whites, 3 Spectres, Gullivar, and a bunch of orcs. Solid.
Yeah, it's Michael's bread and butter, lion monsters.
Yeah.
So I think he's only there on the Saturday, but I would fully expect him to be finishing on the top table. It's just a list he's very good with and a list that's very oppressive. You know,
Yeah.
you got a lot of control there. There's 4 Barry Whites and 3 Spectres.
Yeah.
You know, and he's just a very intelligent player when it comes to moving around your flying monsters. So I'd expect no hero in the game is safe.
Yeah.
Although what would be hilarious is if someone masters their fate and rolls a 6
Yeah.
and just strikes Scully out of the sky.
Yeah. That would be quite funny.
He does have
Um,
to be careful himself to really not use that rule when Gulliver's in range.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, something else to consider. Um, yeah, it's good. It's just shenanigans. Salt list though, and as I say, very very classic bunting list. And well, he does have a couple of wild borgs in there, so just for the crack. Oh look, it's here. What? No, I would have one person I would have expected to bring more than one mimic, and he hasn't done it. He's brought up camels to be fair, or camels, so I'll forgive him. But he definitely has 2, doesn't he? He's one of the people that usually or has brought. Like I'm pretty sure Luke's just brought 2 mimics with fucking nothing on them and no dudes before when he's had the chance. So
I think he tends to run it like this, where he takes
he's definitely
the
done
war
this
leader and the
before.
camels.
He's
Because
definitely done this before. Yeah.
my poor dwarves got absolutely flattened by this list before.
Yeah. He knows it well. So yeah, he's just mimic war leader, 12 warriors of blowpipes, the Hood King with the camel, 6 raiders of war spear, 2 half trolls and a betrayer. Is that number 6?
We're up to 6, yes.
6. So yeah, very Luke Wilkinson list. Always a fun list. Ollie and his Iron Hills, 900 points. Dean Ironfoot, Lord of the Iron Hills, obviously his leader on the warboard. He's got a Dwarfin with a banner and a shield, 14 with shield and spear, and 1 with a mattock, and then 2 Iron Hills chariots, captains. More impact hits of a different type.
2 chariots. I've never seen 2 chariots.
That's pretty
before.
cool. Pretty cool.
So yeah, I don't expect it's going to do very well, as it's 2 giant chariots that are very limited to how they can move in terms of terrain and stuff. But that'll be hilarious anyway. I like the idea of one little warband in the middle being flanked by 2 chariots, which is quite fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's definitely going to look cool. But yeah, I might struggle, but pretty lethal. Pretty sure it's the first time I've ever seen 2 chariots as well, to be completely honest. That isn't in his Candish list anyway, and there's just fucking millions of them.
Yeah, I don't think the chariots are generally that good.
No.
So
Sadly not.
2 of them, yeah, it'll look great. It's probably going to win, favorite lists or something like that. But I don't expect it's going to do well.
No.
Someone will face it with the all infantry army and have a horrible time. But I think for most things, it's going to be running into big monsters or big war beasts, and the chariots probably aren't going to do too much.
We'll just hope that Bunting has to play this, because I don't think you can paralyze a chariot.
You can't. It's one of the only models in the game that can't be knocked prone either. So, other than war beasts. So if it's struck with the Master of Fate rule, you can strike onto your own.
That's
your
quite
own
neat.
chariot, and you can't be knocked prone.
I feel like this would have been a good event for Ents, actually, to be honest. You're looking into it now. Would have been quite funny. Very Ollie list, yeah. Down to Tobias, he's got the Black Gate. Pretty sure I've seen him run stuff like this before. 48 models. A Troll Chieftain is the leader. 5 Mornannons with shield, 5 with shield and spear, 1 with a banner. The Mouth of Sauron's in there. 6 Mornannons with shield, 6 with shield and spear. Another Troll Chieftain with 5 with shield, 5 with shield and spear, and 1 with a banner, and then a captain with 5 with shield and 5 with shield and spear. Very classic. Loads of Mornannons, a couple of trolls, Mouth of Sauron. Let's knock that up.
Yeah, so it's a list that Tobias is very familiar with. It's just taking it up to 900 points this time, so he's got all his toys out. Like on a normal tournament where there's not a lot of war beasts, this is going to be,
solid, yeah.
I think maybe because there's so many war beasts, it it might suffer a little bit because, well, I suppose you can tank it with a chieftain.
You have 4
Um,
wins now, so
yeah, so yeah, it comes. It might be okay. Um,
Might be better
but
than other inventory lists would be typically. um,
yeah,
but yeah,
I think
I love
he'd
troll
struggle to
chieftains.
actually kill the Mumak though, because all the orcs are only courage 2 to try and charge the thing.
Yeah, true. Are Milan's only courage 2? Are they not the ones that were like?
Yeah,
They're not. Oh no, it's
and
thingy 3.
then
Yeah.
in the Harad list, it gains Harbinger, and the Mimic War Leaders have Harbinger, so your
Yeah.
orcs are going to be courage 1.
Yeah.
So
Fucking hell.
I think, yeah, you're gonna
Half his
you're
army's
gonna
just gonna
struggle.
be looking at it, just looking at them die. Yeah. Other than that, typically solid list. Craig McConnell, second muster of Isengard, 900 points,
And
29 models.
nobody's ever seen a mustard list built this way. This is great.
I was already just thinking that. Breaks at 20, quarters at 7, 7 might points. Saruman's in there with an Isengard troll with a war drum. He's got 3 Uruk-hai warriors with shields, 7 with pikes, a captain with another troll. He's got a Uruk-hai banner, 3 Uruk-hai warriors with shields, 7 with pikes, Vrasku with another troll, an Uruk-hai warrior with a crossbow, and Krima. Yeah, it's very different.
So I definitely think it's a bit overkill to have the drum there as well, because you get a free march, and then you've got your captain who can march twice, and you have small armies, so you could move all at once anyway. But it is great. I've never seen. I think I've seen an Isengard troll on the table once, but to see 3 of them in the army, it's just perfect. It's so good.
Yeah,
Um, I don't think it's going to do well. I don't think it has the numbers, but it gets full points for
being
going on for
cool.
the theme.
Yeah, I think, was it maybe Chris Cornhill? Maybe it was one of the people I seen with an Isengard troll. And there might have been one other person I seen with it, maybe Ned. Um, Whether it was ran as an Isengard troll or not, I'm not sure though. But yeah, it's very cool. And then you got
if you
to,
have priority, then you can your 3 trolls can definitely hurl at a hero to get them prone and try and kill them. But there's not a there's not much else that says going for it over 26 berserkers.
no.
No, I would have been in. I would have probably not taken Vrasku
Yeah,
and taken a melee hero because you've got 2 bows. I would have just not taken any bows and took a hero that can hold on the line. But I think it's more what models do I own and what can I bring to get to 900 points. So um, Craig being a newer player, he's still filling out his collection. So I imagine he doesn't have 900 points of Uruk-hai sitting there
Mm,
painted.
I don't think I've met Craig. Both muster lists are very cool. I'm a fan of both of them. Um, Luke O'Reilly, Reclamation of Asgiliath. I'll fly through this one quickly because it's going to be much of the same when it comes to Reclamation. So just Boromir, all the tricks. He's got 5 warriors with shield, 5 shield and spear, 5 knights. Faramir, 6 warriors with shield, 2 with shield and spear, 4 rangers with spear. Madrill with 10 rangers, and then a captain, 5 and 5 shield and spear. It's just much more of the same when it comes to Reclamation. Solid list. We all know what it does. Yeah, it's the second one, isn't it? We've had him and Shay.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, it's all this 51 models. I think it's a lot higher model count than the last
Shay.
one. So
Yeah. It's definitely a good list. Niall
solid.
Woods, good to see him. He's brought Battle of Fornost. 900 points, 44 models, 12 bows, breaks at 23, quarters 11, and 8 might points. He's got Erner, the last king of Gondor, Armoured Horse and a Lance, 12 Knights of Minas Tirith. He's got Glorfindel with his horse. He's got Rivendell Warrior with banner, 6 with bow, 6 Standard Warriors, and 5 with shield and Elven Spears. Then Círdan's in there with 3 Rivendell with shield and Elven Spears, 2 with shield and 2 with bow, and a Ranger of the North with a spear, and 3 Hobbit Archers. How do we feel about Niall's list?
I think it's the first like semi-serious list I've ever
I
seen
was just
Niall
thinking
bring.
that, you know.
He did tell me that the hobbits are specifically to be used as human shields or hobbit shields. Commit some war crimes.
Respectable.
But um, I like obviously he didn't know what he was going to be facing when he submitted this list, but having a big hero with a lance and a hero that specializes in slaying monsters, um, is going to be very
Yeah.
good here. Lots of monsters, lots of ore beasts. Um, Niall's not been on the scene too much, so he's probably a bit rusty at the game. Um, so we'll see how he does. He's got the tools here to do it.
I think
I
the
think
last
he'll
time
be
I
coming.
played Niall, he blew up half his own army with bomb. It's just
Yeah,
hilarious, but
Sounds right.
yeah, classic Niall.
he'll be joining day 2, so he's probably going to be playing me in the morning. Baptism by fire.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
We'll get some nice games. Down to our second Men of the West, Calvin, bringing Men of the West. Going back to the meta. 898 points, 36 models, and he's got Aragorn with 5 warriors with shield, 6 with shield and spear, and 1 with a banner. Big Ganders the white with Shadowfax, 5 and 5 with shield and spear, and then Leggy's in there with armor and elven cloak, and 5 and 5 all warriors in this turret, shield and
So
spear.
very interestingly, because you either have to pick between mounted heroes or Big Bird, he's went for mounted Gandalf and not mounted Aragorn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
Probably.
an interesting choice. I don't think it's the most meta pick. I don't think Calvin's. He's not.
He's completely out of that way of thinking these days. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He'll be there for pure crack.
Yeah. It's Men of the West. It's gonna do Men of the West
with a Gandalf.
Just
Yeah.
a little bit of killing power with Aragorn not having the horse.
That's good.
Even Legolas on a horse is good, which you've used that, haven't you, Connor?
Not Men of the West, but if you use Legolas on a horse.
Yeah, because he gets to still shoot,
he's
doesn't
solid on a horse. Like, yeah, I still think he's great without it. Like, he doesn't necessarily need it, but he is great with it. He is great with it as well. Because yeah, he can still shoot like fuck. Gander's just fun, a lot of points, but always fun. I don't think have I actually ever played against Men of the West with a Gandalf. It's not something you commonly see.
He's just a lot of points.
That's his problem.
Why he exists?
Yeah, 100%.
There is a build where you take mounted Gandalf, mounted Aragorn, and just as many tin cans as you can.
Yeah, that's the one I've seen. That's what I'm thinking of.
It is very strong. On paper, you'll underestimate it because you're like, oh, it's only got like 20 dudes. But I've played against it, and it's very good. Aragorn and Gandalf can do some work.
Yeah, it's just Men of the West, and they went from being absolute trash in last edition to just being top tier. So
yeah, glow up.
Yep.
Too much of a glow up.
And onto the list I want to see play Sauron. So Garroge in his last alliance, he's got 897 points and 36 models, 10 bows. He's got Elendil in there, 7 Numenorians with shield and spear, 1 with a long bow, 1 with a shield. Elrond on his horse with a Rivendell warrior with banner, 7 with shield and spears, and 7 with bows. And then Isildur's in there as well with a horse, 7 Numenorians with shield and spear, and 2 with longbows. So he's only there on the Saturday. So he's got 3 chances to play Tim, and we'll probably play 3 mimics.
Well, there is another Sauron list. So
is there? Okay. Oh well, no. I have a feeling I know who that is. Well, hopefully, I do want him to play Tim purely because he's never played Tim, and I think they would have a class game.
That'd have a great game. Yeah.
I do wonder because the elves in this, when you charge them, they get to stab you. Which goes first? Is it the mimic or the elf?
So I looked this up. Well, I didn't look it up. I know the answer. You don't count as charging. You're a war beast. You're just moving. So
no twirlies.
Because it would be really funny if you charged and you killed like 20 elves, but they all did like a wound on the way out. But no, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
Such a shame.
I think it might have been Callum that I played against when they were potentially using Rivendell, and like the twirly blade thing killed so many of my models when I was playing Halls. It was actually hilarious. Like every time I charged someone, it was just fucking. It was so funny. And he had like a captain that just absolutely wrecked someone. I could have swore it was him. Did he play Rivendell for a while, or at an event at least?
I'm not sure.
I'm almost convinced it was Colin. But yeah, did a lot more than I expected it to. And onto the person who I fully thought would be the person bringing the second Sauron, Mr. Dan Ahern. So yeah, another Bardur list, 28 models. It's got Sauron, Orc with a banner, Orc with 4 with spear, 5 Black Numidorian warriors. A Troll Chieftain's in there with 4 warriors with shield, 4 with spear, and then the Witch King on a horse with 4 Black Numidorian warriors and 3 with Orc warriors with spear. 2 Saurons, currently 7 mimics. Gullivar is Gullivar. I'm just trying to think of all the horrible things that have popped. 2 chariots.
3 chariots.
3 chariots.
3 men of that.
Yeah. And a ratty and a sleigh just bumping into people for the crack as well.
Oh, and everyone for impact hits as well. There's camels.
And
It
camels.
seems to be the theme of the event is
Impact hits. 100%. So yeah, we don't need to spend too much time on that. We know we've discussed Sauron. We know what the crack is with him. And on to, I can't remember if this is number 7. I think this is number
8.
7. Is this 8?
No,
this is 7. This is 7. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Legions of Mordor. We've got it in another list at least. So 900 points, 35 models. Kicking off with the Mimic War Leader and 10 Arajan Warriors with bow and 1 with the Warhorn. We've got Gothmog in there with a shield, with 7 Mernanans with shield, 7 with shield and spear, 1 with a banner. And then a Mernanan Captain with shield and 2 with shield, 3 with shield and spear. Continuing our theme.
So yeah, the war leader for this one is the only difference. I was wondering why the model count was so much lower, but it's
He's got a warhorn too.
The war leader.
The warhorn for the courage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna help.
I forgot about that when I was playing it.
I assume it'll be painted beautifully as well, so be interested to
I've
see
seen it.
that.
It's very nice.
Class. I just think it's hilarious that he probably wouldn't have brought this had he have not got Sniff.
Yeah.
So he told me Alex signed up very late, and the lists were already submitted, and he's like, "I'll get you a list tonight," and I was like, "I can't tell you why until you send me the list, but it would be really funny if you brought a mimic." And then he messaged me back, and he was like, "Oh well, now I have to bring one." So good on him for being a sport.
Yeah, so here we go.
Can possibly break the record for most mimics at an event.
It's just mad.
And get a big group photo on the Harad table of all the mimics lined up.
That is a great idea. And then I'm assuming we don't have more Rohan that we could just freaking line out in front of them as well, because that would look class as well.
Maybe one pair of them.
Yeah.
That's right.
And on to our Buybuster list, which is our 8th and final mimic, is Nicky's Legions of Mordor, which also just chucks in a great beast of Gorgorath for the absolute crack, and a ring wraith with a fell beast. No more play it. Arajan King's in there as well for banter. So yeah, that's hilarious.
I am buy-busting, and I was going to take the 3 trolls because no one wants a horrible game when they're in last place. But then when I saw 7 mimics come, it's like, well, I've got to make it 8.
Yeah, 100%.
And then when the whole army's built around, the whole theme of the event seems to be impact hits. How can you not throw the Great Beast in? So, though it's not completely miserable for anyone that ends up on bottom table, I'm only joining on Sunday. I'll play my first game, and whatever I get, I'll just filter myself into the normal rankings, so that some poor guy that's in last place isn't having to come up against. I think me and Niall will play on Sunday. And then not going to be fun for his list either.
Yeah.
But we're mates, so we'll have a good game. And then whoever else. I don't think my list's very good. I tried to make the worst list I could while still bringing a mimic.
Yeah, a bunch of beasties. You could just work it as well that you just don't play the same person twice, sort of. Like so.
Yeah, I'll make sure that no one has a miserable time. I've also I'm aware that a lot of people are a bit demoralized by the fact that they might have to face war beasts over and over again. So there are going to be prizes on the day, and prizes during games, and prizes at the end of the game. That'll be themed around war beasts. So if you had a really miserable time and you faced a load of war beasts, you're in with a chance of getting the prize out of it. So just to try and make it a little less miserable for anyone that
Softens the blow somewhat. It's a good
Yeah.
idea. It's a good idea. Well, that's them all. A hilarious lineup of lists, and I genuinely can't wait to see them all on a like. I do think you should do that. I'd like call down just to see that picture being taken of all those. I want my own picture of all those mimics lined up.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and get it between lunchtime or between game one and lunchtime. So if you're down after the first game, around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, you'll see them all lined up.
Cool. I might come down there first thing then before I head off. So I guess the last thing to touch on, which normally we do, I do think it's a bit different this time round, is just who you think who you think your winner will be, and then is there even a point in doing a dark horse? Because fucking just say mimic. Mimic might be a dark horse.
I don't think the mimics are going to do very well this weekend.
No, they probably won't. But they have to be. There's 8 of them. There has to be a dark horse pick. Like you just have to.
So, in
A lot
terms
of averages. One of them will succeed.
Yeah.
In terms of podium, every time Connor comes over here for an event, he does really well. I don't
Connor
think
could win.
he's. Have you got a win yet, Connor? Second place, or did you win the last time?
No, I've not. I've
Okay.
come. I think it was 4th last time, wasn't it? Or...
I think I gotta put my boy Connor in for first place prediction. Just I think he's due it, and he always takes lists that are a bit rogue. So I'm gonna
I
say
agree.
podium. I'm gonna say Connor's gonna be up there. Shay, I think will be up there, and then my third place. I can't really pick between. I think someone with a mimic's gonna get up there, and
Alex is probably a safe shout.
I think it's probably going to be Alex, but you can't count out Ben because Ben's a very good player.
True.
You can't count out Damien either. You know, they've all got the same list, and I don't know much about Daniel. Three of them have got the same list. They could be up there too, but I also think Callum's got the tools here to do very well. So I think we'll see one mimic either in 3rd or 4th, and we might see Callum in that 3rd or 4th spot. In terms of my dark horse, who do I think is a dark horse for this? I think that Glenn's army might take people by surprise, because on paper it's 29 models, but then second turn they've melted half your army. Who else? I'll say Glenn's my dark horse. I think he's very experienced with Rohan, and it's probably a list that people underestimate. So Glenn for my dark horse.
What about you, Connor?
Well, is Callum one of the guys that's got Men of the West that you were
Yep.
saying
He's
he's
the
a decent player?
Man of the West, yeah.
Yeah, I think I would probably back Shay to win it because I think he's good enough to not fall foul of a mimic. Without knowing how good Callum is, I'll say he'd be second based on the list, and then myself or the Berserker army. I've you've not seen me roll with Gandalf, but I did do one practice game and it was bad. It was bad. The only reason he did anything is because he rolled a 6 in the lightning, which saved him. But if he hadn't, it would have been bad.
Yeah.
Well, you get an automatic 6 in this one.
Oh, I mean on the table like that, dug him out of a hole.
Fair.
Yeah. I actually think I'll pick Chris Shields. Yeah, as my dark horse. 26 Berserkers. It's fucking never know, man.
I would love to see Chris get up in the podiums. Especially, I know he's probably one of the most demoralized people having to face Warbeast because he's never faced one before. But I told him, like, your army is like a nightmare for Warbeast because if they kill 6 of your guys on a charge and then you get like 13 Berserkers two-handed into a Mimic with 5/5, it's going down.
Yeah.
And they're not going to feel their courage getting into it either. just I think it's got all the tools. You can transfix it with Saruman, so it can only go straight. You can move your arm. You've got all the ways to deal with it.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be really interesting to see. I'll definitely call down and have a look and just see how, like, some games are either going to go really, really fast. Like, a lot of the games could go really, really fast. Some of them might drag out, but I could see, like, games ending certainly quicker than what you would expect.
I think what people failed to think about was there's going to be a lot of mimic on mimic games.
Yeah.
It's not just going to be infantry army.
100%. Yeah.
It's going to be what happens when two war beasts hit into each other.
Collide. Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of rule books out, I think.
Yeah. I think all
Everyone
funny in
scrub
itself.
up on your war beast rules.
Yeah. Right. Well, that's us. Very fun looking one, I have to say. Like, it's not very often you get to see that many bloody elephants at a tournament, like, so fair folks indeed. Thanks for joining me, lads, and thanks very much, Connor, for coming on and
thanks for having us.
popping your Wookiees cherry. Please do join
guys.
again. I'll wrap it up, and I assume you're just going to do the draw in the morning.
Yeah, I haven't got it ready now. I'll actually just probably video it straight after this and post it onto the IHL page.
Cool.
So,
right. I'm very interested to see the first matchups, to be honest. So I'll definitely take a look for that.
Actually, if I video it on my phone, could you just edit it in over the video?
I could. I could just pop it on right at the end.
Yeah, because I'll have it done in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'll just pop it in to send. Email? Can you email me it? I don't see. The weird thing is, I'm not actually sure. I'm not sure how easy it will be to get it on the editor.
If I just send you a list of names now, do you want to just do it and edit it in at the end, and then it's done? Because, or I can take a photo of it.
Yeah, you could just do it. You could do it, and you could take a photo of it, and I could just pop the photo up.
Do you know what? We'll not bother. I'll just post a photo of first round matchups in the IHL page.
Fair. No, that's fair.
Can't
wait. Right. Well, we'll wrap her up then. And I shall come down and catch some of the drama on Saturday. But thanks very much.
Good to see you.
It will be. It'll be very good to see you, buddy. So yeah, thanks very much, and take care.